things off as far as our Season 6 Race 2 of the Xfinity Series. Up in the broadcast booth, it is yours truly, a different name, but it's still the same person, the Fighting Now, aka Jake. Along with me is my great friend, my brother from another mother, and pretty much a man who loves country roads just as much as I do, Mr. Cup Series driver himself, B. Brody. Brody, what's going on, brother? Long time no see.
Yeah, no, I'm glad to be back in the booth with you. Man, I love being in the booth with you, and you know what I also love? I love whenever the Xfinity Series goes to Auto Club, so that's what we're going to be watching tonight, and it should be an action-packed race.
It surely shall, because we are pretty much on one of the coincidence. 3 years ago we lost the legend himself, Kobe Bryant, but here we are. We get a chance to have an amazing race at Auto Club, and there's one thing that we know, thing too about Auto Club is that you never know what to expect here. And of course, when it comes to a racetrack like this, I mean, anything can happen. Anytime that me and Brody has called, Auto Club, even Joker as well, we've seen a lot of people flipping. We've seen some crazy packed, action-packed racing. We never know what to expect. So, Brody, what's something that we can expect to see here from our Xfinity guys tonight?
You know, honestly, Auto Club goes either way with the amount of wrecks and either clean racing or something like that. So you can kind of expect both of that. Hopefully, we get a clean race tonight. And, with how wide Auto Club is, there is a lot of room for everyone. I mean, you can go 4 or 5 wide on this racetrack. It is very, very action-packed.
You said it very best, and of course, something that we also got to keep an eye on is, of course, in case you guys missed out on last week's Season 6 opener, it was the man himself, Masopes, and we've all talked about this. Can Masopes get back in there? Can he get involved as far as the Championship 4 conversation? We've not seen that in quite some time out of Masopes, and yet last week he got the job done. It wasn't easy, but he somehow managed to get the victory, and not only is he the first winner of the new season, but yet he's the first one moving on to the playoffs. So you can say pretty much that means a lot to him, even if it was at a super speedway, don't you think, Brody?
Absolutely. I mean, you heard it in the post-race interview. He's just glad that that one's out of the way, and he can change up his driving however he likes in the future. I mean, he doesn't, he has a cushion. So he can go out there and play a bunch of strategy and try to steal wins away, or he could, just keep dominating.
I mean, he could, but yet you never know what to expect. And yet, let's go ahead and get to our Xfinity Series as far as our standings wise. Like we mentioned before, Masopes getting the win, but yet this is a really interesting top 10. This is just after race 1. We have Speed Racer and 2, VT Hokies, the Beast, and 3, IFU and 4, JoJo and 5th, Electric Days, who will not be attending the race tonight due to suspension, WRX Mike, hopefully I said that right, T-Bird and 8, Person 9th, and round out our top 10, it is McCard. So, what a interesting start, especially with what happened last week at Daytona there, Brody.
Yeah, there was a couple people that kind of surprised me throughout the race, and one of them was VT Hokies. He's new to the league. That was his first race, and, he kind of flies under a lot of people's radars. I'm looking at him to see what he can do tonight, and, kind of the opposite of that, IFU, also another driver that is kind of new to the league. First start from Daytona, but he had a solid run. But there is a lot of hype following around this driver, so it's really going to be interesting tonight if he can live up to all that hype.
I definitely do agree. Of course, there's one person I could say that got really, really excited as far as VT Hokies. It has to be, the Hokie man himself, Mr. Big Jim, because Big Jim, we talked about this, and he's not only just mine and Big Jim's teammate, but of course he's someone that I've been seeing new here lately, and he's a really great driver, probably one of the fastest guys yet. And of course, it's something that Joker said last week is that the real season starts tonight, as far as what we're gonna be seeing from our Xfinity guys. So yet, there's gonna be a lot of different types of patience here at Auto Club. And of course, I mean the patience as far as the backstretch. You never know what to expect. So what's something about Auto Club that these drivers are going to have to be aware of?
Well, I kind of touched on it earlier. You can go 4 or 5 wide. I honestly, there's a possibility drivers could go 8 wide. I don't think we'll see that, but other than that, it's kind of a So, you know, you got to watch for dive bombs. You know, sometimes you get loose out of two, stuff like that. And the draft is definitely going to be an impact on these drivers.
Yeah, I definitely do agree. Now, hopefully, everyone can know that I did change my name as the Fighting Now as far as the admin, so hopefully they'll see it.
Have you got an invite?
Apparently, my phone says I've been getting invites, but I've not gotten any yet. So I definitely need some invites. So and Joker has sent me invites, but I'm not getting them through my PlayStation, if that makes sense. So hopefully we'll get a chance to have that happening. But no, I mean, I think what's going to be really, really testing and what's going to be really a lot of patience is how these drivers are going to get to the corner, especially in 1 and 2, because once we clip that apron down there at 1, you're pretty much are not only taking yourself out, but you could also be taking out the entire field, and we've seen that multiple times. I mean, I think I talked to you about this before. I think I talked to Joker about this. We've seen guys, get involved with the crazy accidents from your former drivers. I mean, we've seen drivers flipping. We've seen drivers going really, really crazy. So hopefully we'll get a chance to see something involved when that is concerned. I don't know, but hopefully we'll figure it out here very, very, very soon. But as far as race picks tonight, Brody, I know there's been a couple of drivers that you've had to sit down and think about this, though. So who do you want to see win tonight's race?
Well, you know, and this is going to sound kind of biased. I want Eric to win, and I think Eric is going to win.
As far as what, as far as my picks though, it's like I have two picks, and this is you guys have to hear me out as far as who I'm choosing with. One, I'm choosing VT the Beast Hokies on this one. VT Hokies on the Beast because I really feel like that tonight could be a really great night for him, and that he can be able to show a display of not only what he can do on super speedways, but of course what he can do on huge tracks such as Auto Club. And of course another driver that I've always thought about is JoJo, because let me tell you why. Anytime that we're here, as far as that, if you're a Cup Series driver, if you're an Xfinity Series driver, somehow, someway, JoJo is always really good here. So I'm gonna have to go with JoJo on this one.
Yeah, I think that's a good pick. You know, JoJo always shows speed wherever we want, or wherever we go. You know, he was second fiddle kind of last season to Heredia, so you know he's still searching for that first Xfinity title. This season could be it.
I definitely do agree. I definitely do agree. Yet, we'll have to figure out as far as what we can see tonight, and of course, I can confirm as far as who's going to be on our poll, and that is the Natty Light Man himself, and that is McCard. And we have a little issue because my phone is getting invitations, but my PlayStation is still not getting any invites. I don't know if it's me or what. I hope that is just that, so to speak. So my apologies. Hopefully we'll get that fixed out. Hopefully, Bro, do you think you can join real quick and see if you can send me an invite?
Hold on, I'm gonna get a hold of Joker.
Yeah, I've got my 3 invites through my phone, but I'm not getting any invites on my PlayStation. So, and I hopefully that ain't the case. So hopefully we don't mess up anything as far as the broadcast wise. Which I hope that doesn't. Hopefully none of that's the case, but we'll have to see. So give us 1 second, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, I'm checking my notifications right now. And yeah, so. But once again, guys, if you guys are watching us live right now, let us know deep down in the comment section as far as who you guys want to see winning tonight's race. Obviously, I'm going to have to go with obviously VT Hokies. And of course, you never know what to expect here, so just give us a few. We'll get things ready, and hopefully we'll have Porchy joining us, which I'm going to get ready to go check and see where he's at the moment. Yeah, so Porchy said he should be on his way. So it'll be a 3-person booth, myself, Brody, and Porchy. So it should be a very exciting time, as well. So, and we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, this is very weird. I tried to. Okay, so the killer says he's rolling. So what we're gonna try is whenever I join into the lobby, First of all, I'll send you an invite and see if you get it. But if you don't, try to check the playing now thing, or the now playing thing.
Yeah, yeah, I'll definitely have to for sure. Because I'm checking on all my notifications right now, and they are all, pretty much just everything that I need to. So,
Yeah, no,
but
that I've actually never seen that.
me neither. I've and Portuguese. Where is now playing at? Where is now playing? On my PlayStation. Okay, give me 1 second here. Give me 1 second, guys. Yeah, I'm not getting any notifications at all here, at all. Maybe if you and Porchi can help me out with that, that'd be really awesome. So pretty much, I'm currently trying to get a chance to join the race, but oh, there it is. I got Brody's. I got Brody's. I got
Okay,
Brody's.
sweet.
All right,
That is
are
so
they rolling?
weird.
Okay, I'm on my way. Sorry about that,
All right,
guys.
all right, Porchy, who's your pick?
Yeah, who you pick, Porchi?
Honestly, I need to look at everyone in this race to be able to look through and decide who I think will win.
That's so weird. I couldn't get Joker's invites. But who's your pick,
No.
then? I guess we'll have to figure out as far as who Portugal does pick. I think the man went to go grab himself a drink, but either way, though, hey, you know what to say. And the famous words of Tupac Shakur, California knows how to party. So we're getting ready to head over to Auto Club Speedway for a very exciting race for, once again, this Season 2 race. And it begins on the way here at Auto Club with Picard taking the lead over Killer XL, Masopes in third. Already see the Oreo man himself, T-Bird, the birthday boy yesterday, which happy late birthday to T-Bird. And of course, happy birthday to Papa Musa, who I hope is watching this live. So happy birthday to him. There you see the 20 on the outside, and something I do gotta, let the viewers know about is that you can go 3 to 4 wide here if you have plenty of good drivers. Then you can pretty much have yourself some really good racing there, Brody.
Yeah, and as we see, the 20 had a run on the 9, and the 9 came down and blocked it. One thing about this track, it is a lot of momentum based. You got to take runs whenever you can, and that creates, some difficult driving situations, that can lead to accidents and stuff like that. But we're gonna see the 20 keep pressing the 9 for this lead.
Well said, Porsche.
Yeah, so I've been looking through the field. A couple of people. Obviously, you want to go with the pole sitter, Ricard. He seems pretty fast early on, but it is a long race. But someone else who I've been keeping my eye on is Kenny LaFleur and Killer as well. As we see Killer to the inside taking the lead here, he's gonna get the lead, but they're gonna be side by side entering turn 1. Something that I've been watching about a lot of Auto Club races is that it's momentum based, like what Brody said, but at the same time, you have to be patient to make your move because you don't want to make it too early, if that makes sense.
Yeah, and real quick though, we do see some 3 wide action between T-Bird, Speed Racer, the 15 of VT Hokies. Who's that in the 19? That is the 19 of Kenny LaFleur. And of course, we're glad to see Kenny back. But yeah, of course, a lot of different changes, a lot of different new faces and different rides, so to speak. Killer, who we mentioned, is the new team owner of JGR, who is currently battling out with the natty light man himself, Picard, for the lead. And then we do see the 39 right behind him. Of course, you never know what to expect here at Auto Club. We could be seeing some really great racing, and we already seen that here in the first 2, maybe 3 laps. We're seeing some 3 wide action going on. Look at the back. Oh, the 36 Masopes in contact with the 19 of Caleb Fleur. And of course, we see the 8 trying to go to the inside of the 98 of T-Bird. We're seeing a lot of different things here, Brody.
Yeah, and you see whenever they go down the back, if you're not up against the wall, as the 8 was just on the inside, you can get freight trained right around on the top side. This track is a little bit a little bit weird with that dynamic just because of how big of a track it is. You know, you want the bottom in the turns, but whenever you get to the, backstretch, you want to be on the high side. So it's really hard for these drivers to figure out.
Porsche?
Yeah, it's going to be interesting because, like you said, if you're not in the right lane, you're going to get freight trained. As I think the one just got freight trained as well because a lap or two ago he was in, I believe, third place, right behind the 9, the 20, and speaking of the 9, the 39, I believe that is. Oh no, the 36. Oh yeah, it is the 39. Makes a move to the inside of McCartan. This is what I'm talking about momentum base. You got the inside lane rolling, but McCart, I think, might have to drop back behind the 36 to try and get an angle into turns 1 and 2. This is going to be tight right here.
Yeah, it's going to be really, really tight between the 39, and the 98 of T-Bird. And so far it's been a really good clean race. We've seen a lot of 3-wide action-packed. Normally every time we come to Auto Club, and no disrespect to our Xfinity series, we've always seen a lot of chaos and a lot of action. Trust me, ask myself, ask Brody, we'll both tell you. We've seen 2 drivers slipping in one race. But yet the one thing I can say is that it's good that we're seeing this action-packed clean racing as the 39 goes to the inside of Killer XL down to the bottom. Like Porchy said, it's all about momentum. But here comes McCarty. Could he be able to make it 3 wide? Does he have enough room? No, he does not. The 39 stays to the lead, but he's going to get that push from McCarty. As you can see, the backstretch is really, really bumpy.
Yeah, and the 9 and the 39 are going to have somewhat momentum to stay alongside that 20. They couldn't clear anything, but since the 9 went to help the 39, it helped them out a lot. And McCard's going to lose a whole bunch of momentum in the middle of the turn. He's going to be 3 wide on the front stretch.
Yeah, 3 wide on the front stretch indeed. There, Porty, what do you think about this so far?
Honestly, I mean, we're within the 9 to go in the stage, so some moves are starting to be made. The 98.
The 19!
Around.
It's the 19 of Kenny LaFleur and the 92, I believe. That might be a caution.
Oh no! First caution of the night between the 19 of Kenny LaFleur and the 92 of Hendricks 9 Chase. Tough break, but that should be a manual, ain't it, Brody?
I believe so.
It's still green, it seems. I'm watching T-Bird's live stream. No manual called yet, so we're still green. That's really unfortunate. Kenny did seem fast, and now he's lost all that track position. And I don't know if he's been able to get back going or not, but he has to. If he hasn't been able to get back going, he has to not go a lap down here. I don't know how far back he is, but if he has a lot of damage, that could be a big worry for him.
I don't think they're going to go manual, so we're still staying green this time. I guess just more than 2. I guess I don't know, but either way, we're still staying green.
39 leading here. 20's going to have a big momentum here off of 4.
Yeah, I mean, 20's got himself a really good good run for him, but yet he sees the 98. He wants to be able to make that run. But here comes Masopes down there to the bottom. He's going to try to make it 3 wide, going 4 wide. Oh boy. 36.
4 wide.
4 wide.
Oh, they're going to be 4 wide off of 2. This helps the 39 out a lot. The 39 is like, see you later.
The 39 needs to stay to the bottom. If not, he's got to stay right behind T-Bird. But Luke's getting involved. That is the 8 of Speed Racer.
Contact.
The mayonnaise man himself is helping the 90 light man of McCard. Pushing, and now the 98 and the 9 are side by side. And surprisingly, we went 4 wide without wrecking. Good job, guys. Good job. And look at who's right there. That is your driver there, Brody, in the 16 of Drunks Fest.
Oh yeah, Drunk loves this style of racing. I would not be surprised if he walks up here and takes the lead and never gives it back.
Yeah, like Porchy said though, it does give the 39 a chance for him to be able to get away from the pack after they went 4 wide just about 2 laps ago. So it's going to give IFU a chance to be able to step in the lead. And right now in the back, there's nothing really happening in the back, but we'll keep you updated. But otherwise, we saw the incident between Kenny and Hendrick 9 Chase, so hate to see that for those 2, but they'll get back into it at stage number 2. Meanwhile, back in the front here, we still see A lot of great action-packed racing. Of course, we're seeing the 15 of VT Hokies, our beast, and he's just been staying patient. He's passing, I think he's passing Person right now, and of course, we're seeing a lot more action there, Brody.
Yeah, I was kind of cycling through a little bit of the field trying to figure out, oh, and we got 3 wide heading into turn 3. It looked like masopes tried to take T-Bird 3 wide, but he's going to back out of it, and it looks like iView is still kind of running away with this lead. They need to kind of figure this out and try to catch back up to him before they completely lose him.
Yeah, they definitely are for sure. So hopefully things can get very patient. But speaking of patience, by the way, something I do got to give credit to is that GM Motorsports has 3 of their drivers up inside the top 3, 1, 2, and 3. Good job for them.
I believe the 39 is Penske.
Yeah, that's what I say. I was about to stop myself right there because I thought 39 was Penske. So my apologies. Don't at me down in the comments or in the chat, please. That'd be really great. But 39 Penske, there's a reason why Heredia believes in him so much. Because whenever we had our pre-race podcast for Control Chaos, he believes in iFew. He says that his Xfinity team is the best Xfinity team yet, and he's showing it right now in the 39 of iFew.
And you see everyone in a long line. They've caught iFew, but they almost lost the pack behind them, being led by Drunk, but luckily Drunk still had Draft off of them.
They're coming to 2 to go right now. The 9 and the 8 are working together pretty well, so iFew is going to be worried about these 2 in the back here. The 9's been looking. I wouldn't be surprised if there would be a little bump and run here. Oh, there's contact in the back. 98 got shoved up a little bit.
I believe the 36 just smoked the corner and hit the back of the 15.
Maybe so, but right now, I mean, that does going to give the 15 a chance for him to move inside the top 5 as well as Killer. We're seeing some great action-packed racing for as far as our top 10 right now. So far, nothing carnage as of yet. Porchy, do you know how many laps we have left?
I believe that this is coming to the white flag, so you got Speed, who really hasn't been up here at all until these last 5 laps, so he's going to be in second here on the last lap. He's going to get a push from his teammate if he can to try and go down to the inside. He's shoving up a little bit. He's going to have a big push from the 9 here to the outside.
9's got to go with him,
9,
but he's going to take
the 39 blocks it! The 39 blocks it, meanwhile, is going to give the 8 Speed a chance.
20! The 20 on the bottom!
The 20 on the bottom. Oh boy, this is going to cause it. Speed's going to have the advantage. He's going to have the top side. And I think Speed's going to have to block here as stage 1 winner goes to Speed Racer. What a move that was. And of course, a 4-wide battle for 3rd place. That was awesome.
Oh my gosh, the 15 almost caused a huge wreck on the front stretch. If you went back and saw it, the 15 actually got swirly off of a couple people's fenders and somehow corrected it, and I believe placed 6th in the stage.
The 15 actually got 4th in that stage.
Interesting.
Who finished 3rd then?
Let's see. So the top 3: Speed, Free iFew, McCard, VT Hokies, Killer, Masopes, Person 10, 10, 11, Drunkfest, T-Bird, and Always Eric is your top 10 for the stage.
Wow. Wow, what a top 10 that was here, y'all. And you'd love to see it. You'd love to see it, especially here at Auto Club. We're having a lot of fun right now. We hope you guys are having a lot of fun out there. We appreciate you for inviting us to your homes, to your work, wherever you guys are watching us from. We appreciate y'all so much because you're watching the Xfinity Series here at Hennessy Performance League. Always Jake, Brody, and of course Porchy leading the broadcast booth. We're back on the way here at Auto Club.
T-Bird is actually the leader here. I don't think he pitted during that. Yeah, he's pulling off to the side. He, I guess, didn't pit under that caution. Bit of a pretty big error on T-Bird's part because he's going to have to pit in a couple laps or so because he's pretty low on fuel and he's going to go a lap down in the stage. So whenever he does go a lap down after he pits, he's got to hope to have a yellow within the stage, and he also has to hope that no one else goes a lap down. As we see the two JRM cars battle for the lead here in the first lap, but 3 wide back for third.
Yeah, as you mentioned, though, side by side goes McCard and Speed Racer. Speed Racer's got the top side. McCard's got there right there in the bottom. And of course, we're seeing some action-packed racing from the back. We see VT Hokies, we see Masopes, and of course, who is that right there in the 11? I think that is Eric, ain't it?
I believe that's Andy. Eric's in the 10 now.
Oh, okay.
AMC Kittrick, sorry.
Well, either way, though, it's good to see Andy right there. And, of course, T-Bird does go to the pits, so hopefully he will get a chance to have his fuel tires. But that is going to put him to be the first car lap down. So he better hope that he stays being the first car lap down, as we've seen contact being made from the 36 and the 15. They're pretty much letting these both JRM guys just pulling away.
Yeah, that's what it's looking like. You know, these guys got to resolve whatever battle they have. The 15 and the 36, 20 and the 1. they gotta figure out how to work together right here before these JRM duo kind of runs away with the stage.
We'll definitely see for sure. As right now, we're seeing the top, at least the top 5, not top 10. We're seeing a lot of 4 wide action-packed racing. And of course, we're seeing some 3 wide racing. But right now, I'm keeping an eye on this battle between the 36 of the Soaps. And of course, look who's currently up in third right now. And now that he's got the pack out of the way, he's got the JRM guys in front of him with the 15. But here comes Killer right there with the run on the bottom.
Yeah, and as we just saw, the 1 had contact with the 11, and I believe the 11 went into the wall. He is very slow on the backstretch.
He looks to be very, very slow for sure, but so far this has definitely been a wild race, and yet we're not even talking about like no wrecks or cautions. We only had 1 wreck, but no caution. That was between Kenny LaFleur and of course Hendrick Chase as well. Porchy, what are you seeing out there, buddy?
Honestly, like Brody said, these guys in the top 10 gotta get single filed here to catch the JRM cars, which I think they're doing right now. They're right on the back bumper of the 8. But what I saw from the 11 is he got pushed up the track and was way out of the groove in turn 1, and he lost all of his momentum. And speaking of momentum, the 15 is going to have a run here, but the 20 is going to go to the inside of him and pretty much kill that momentum that the 15 has.
Yeah, I mean, really, truly, I mean, if you think about this, though, it's kind of like super speedways. I mean, you need your dancing partners to help you try to get that momentum. And, of course, unfortunately for the 15, Killer did not want to get involved with that whatsoever. So that's going to put Killer XL back inside the top 3 at the moment, who he got just to lead a couple of laps early. Oh, something going on with the roll, the 1.
I told you could get loose off the 2.
You called it.
That was a pretty good save on the 1 car's part, but something, maybe not now, but something I wouldn't be surprised later in this race if a couple people try and run that middle to high lane towards the end of the tire run, especially in stage 3.
Oh, and there's 2 cars in the grass. Yep. I'm sorry to cut you off.
Yeah, you're all good. That is the 1 of Person, and who else was involved in that?
I think that's about it as far as the ones that spun, but we only see on 1 car spun, so we're still green this time by. But back inside the top 5, we see the 15 of VT Hokies are trying to get to the inside of Masopes, and of course, I think there's a blue car right behind them. Yeah, it is. That is the 10 of Eric.
Yeah, where did he come from?
Yeah, where did he come from? As he's past Masopes now.
Man, there's a lot of blue cars in this field.
If BB Rexa was here, she'd be singing on blue and be happy with that.
I do want to say, the reason why these JRM cars are still able to lead, this far into the stage, they've had control of the stage since the green flag. A teammate goes a very long way at these types of tracks, follows you through your moves and pushes you, keeps that momentum up as we've touched on. That's why that duo right there is having control of this race.
Yeah, I definitely agree.
It looks like the 20's trying to split up these JRM cars. I mean, he's the only one. Oh, the 8's slipping up a little bit.
Oh
The
my
8's gonna have to
gosh.
lift.
What an
The 20's
amazing
gonna.
corner.
Yeah, the 20 had a pretty good run on the high side, and that's what I was talking about earlier about running that high to middle lane late in this run. I mean, we're coming to about 4 to go in the stage, so I wouldn't be surprised if Killer went to the high side to try and get around McCard because it seems like the tires are getting pretty worn at this point. So the high line to middle lane seems to be working right here. Let's see if Killer has any momentum entering turn 2.
We'll see what happens right now because, I mean, the 10 of Eric does have momentum down to the bottom. And we've seen, as far as what can happen, especially if you're trying to make moves on the bottom, and for those who have the advantage on the outside, it's always those that run the top side that can help things out, like we saw with Speed back in stage 1. But we still got plenty of time left. I believe about maybe 3 to 2 laps to go this time by. And McCord, he's seeing who he has in his mirror. Eric's right there. So let's go ahead and get back to McCord. And I wonder what this driver's have in mind here going into turn 1. Let's see.
Here comes the 10 on the high side with the run.
Man, his car is good.
He's gonna be next to him for the lead here. It's 2x2x2 on the back, and I wouldn't be surprised if Eric pinched down the 9 just a little bit to get that run off of 4, because the 20's also gonna have a pretty good run off of 4 as well.
Yeah, definitely do agree on that one.
The 20's going to fall in line behind the 9. This is going to help the 9's momentum. Looking about 3 wide. Wise is up. Whew. That was close between 20 and the 10 right there.
That was very, very close. We're, 2 laps to go there, Porchy?
Let's see here. Coming to the line for T-Bird. It's 3 to go in the stage, so yeah, coming to 2 to go right now.
Coming to 2 to go right now. We're seeing some very action-packed racing out of our drivers at the moment. And, of course, you'd love to see it. It's getting very, very dicey here.
Go time.
And it's go time right now. Killer's right there. He's pushing McCard.
Oh, here comes Speed to the inside of the 20. Not really going to have that much momentum for the 8, but the 20's going to get a run off of 2 here. I wouldn't be surprised if we see a late move to the inside from the 20. He's going to have a really big push from the 10, maybe? Nope. Going to back out of it.
I just want to mention that the 54, who we haven't talked about at all, is up in the mix too. Nike Boy Will, just shout out to him.
Yeah, there's a couple of people in the top 10. I believe this is the last lap if I'm not mistaken, so all bets are off. Here comes the Killer to the outside. Not sure if he's going to get the run. Pretty close, though.
Will shove himself back in the line in front of the 8. 3 wide for 3rd.
McCard is defending for all his life here.
But nonetheless, though, McCard is going to take the lead down to the bottom. And does Killer XL have enough time to be able to get down there? No, he does not. But yet, stage 2 winner goes to McCard.
Oh, there's another crash in the back here, on the front stretch here.
Kanan LaFleur. I want to see who got involved with that wreck we saw. We saw Tire Racing get involved. I don't know if Balsa got involved. But,
McAvoy is involved.
Yeah. McAvoy is involved. I feel looks like he doesn't. So that was stage number 2, and of course, something that we talked about. Sorry about that. Excuse me. As the JRM guys back-to-back stage wins, Speed winning stage 1, and pretty much McCard winning stage number 2.
And that was a dominating stage by JRM. I don't think a non-JRM car led. Maybe Eric.
And we'll see how things go because we're ready to head back to stage number 3. And of course, it's being led by McCard and Killer.
Ooh, the 8 kind of forced himself to the bottom right there in front of the 92, I believe that is. But didn't really work out for him because the 92 got back underneath him entering turns 1 and 2. The 9's still out in front, so this is pretty much JRM's race to lose at this point.
So we talked about, I mean, pretty much dominance at both stages when it comes to Speed and McCard. Been a very, very great run. Not to mention, McCard did start our race being on the pole. So we've seen a lot of battles between him, Speed, and Killer. And of course, not to mention though that you gotta give credit where credit's due as far as the guys in the back. We're seeing it from masopes. We're seeing it from Hokies. And of course, the question is who can be able to make that surprise to the lead as we're seeing the battle for the second here. What happened?
There's a crash in the back. I think that was the 19 that slammed the wall of Kenny LaFleur. Pretty hard hit.
Oh, and they're still trying to crash in the back.
Yeah, they're still trying to crash in the back. Yeah, I'm looking from Ty Race's point of view. I saw the 6 go to the outside wall, so, but we're still green this time by, as we are now getting to this huge battle for 4th. If these drivers don't, straighten things out, then the top 3 could pull away.
Something I've also noticed is that Speed has fallen all the way to the back. He's, I think, in 8th or 9th at this point. He's not had the restart that he's wanted to because he's been getting freight trained by everyone.
Yeah, I mean, we'll have to see as far as what the other guys can do, but for right now, they're just...
there's a spin in the back. There's 2 cars, no contact, I don't think. I believe they just got stuck on the apron.
VT Hokies and Speed.
Wow.
Tough break for Speed.
That was odd.
And VT Hokies. I believe...
I
don't
the
think
54 and the 1 are around.
Oh,
whoa.
That is a big crash.
That's between 2 cookie companies, between Twix and Oreos.
What happened there?
I have no idea, and we're still green. Somehow we're still green with the...
That's gotta be... Surely that's a manual, right? That's gotta be. That's 4
that's
cars.
That's gotta be.
That's gotta be manual.
No, it's still green, which is very surprising.
Know. 2 different incidents. I mean, they could go either way with this, honestly.
We'll see.
It's really weird because no idea what happened in turn 1 with the 54 and the 1, but in turns 3 and 4, it just looked like the 15 and whoever else that was, I believe it was the 92 or the 19, one of the 2, just got on the apron and just spun out. Really weird.
It's like, no, it's pretty much you're talking about 15 and the 8 and of course something would happen with the 92 and the 1. I just don't even know the 52. Sorry about that, the 52 of the 1. So right now we're still green. I think what Brody said is see the car getting loose. 2 separate incidents, so we're still green this time by.
And someone who's back up here is Kenny LaFleur, right with these leaders.
And right now, I mean, something that we got to talk about is that the 19 of Kenny LaFleur, who's gotten involved with the crash back in stage number 1, is now up there with the top 3 of Killer, McCard, and Eric.
Yeah, that's a great rebound for the 19.
A really huge rebound indeed, but we'll definitely have to see if that's the case. But right now, we're seeing a lot of crazy racing, especially down there in the back. Look at all these drivers. The 39 is trying to push the 74 out of the way. And we see Ball sticking the 0. He is not having himself a really good run. And the 6 trying not to hit his team owner.
Yeah, this is a big wad of cars right here behind IFU.
I'm not sure what to do. Like, if I was anyone in that big pack around 10th and 11th, I really don't know what to do because, I mean, they're pretty far. Oh, there's someone in the grass down there.
Yeah, that's the 11.
So, I mean, if I were them, I would have to try. I mean, you would have to try and get in line with each other and catch these uh, like groups of two cars up here. I'm not sure about the top four though because they seem gone. But these cars in the back here, fifth and sixth, they'll probably get caught by this big pack here if that big pack of cars decides to work together or not. But we'll see.
I don't think they will, especially with how far they are back from the top four and pretty much the top five in general. But of course, one driver that we have to keep an eye on that is Mr. Hex. Hex, who has pretty much been joining the JRM team, been doing a really good, solid run for himself as I'm trying to get to the 7. Currently battling with IFU, and IFU makes some contact, and he goes to the wall, and there's a wreck going on. Oh man, Mr. Hex is going around. That's wow.
Just a really aggressive side drive.
That was really aggressive, and I caught that all on stream. So some people can take that to the incident reports after the race.
Yeah, if I were the 7, I'd not be happy with that, but that's just sometimes what happens with this game. You accidentally hook drivers. I don't think it was intentional or anything.
I can't believe I caught that on stream between what we saw of what happened between Hex and IFU.
That really, sorry about that. Go ahead.
Well, I was just gonna say if we didn't catch that, that was gonna be a real head scratcher just because it was in the middle of the straightaway.
Yeah, and I think Joker even said that he noticed that. But go ahead and say what you were going to say there, Porchy.
That really affected that big pack because now they've lost those two cars they were catching, and they're back there probably a good like 2 to 3 seconds behind those group of two cars right there. So that crash really affected everything. So now, as far as the top 6 go, they're just chilling. I mean, everything else on deck is free game pretty much.
Yeah, very well said for sure. And of course, we're talking about that. Let's go ahead and go to McAvoy here.
What a great run from him! I just want to say.
Yeah. Not only my teammate, but somebody who has been doing very, very good. He's been in and out with the league the last couple of seasons, but I'm glad to see that he finally found himself the right series for him to work for schedule, and he's doing very, very good inside the top 10. I mean, not a bad run for McAvoy here.
Absolutely. One driver I'm kind of surprised we haven't seen at all throughout really this race being up front at all is the 18 of Dank. Dank loves this track, and I'm just surprised that we haven't seen him.
Yeah, he's been mostly in the back, just chilling. As we mentioned him, there he is right there. Currently battling with the 92 at the moment, and he's been in the back. We've not seen much from him. I mean, as a matter of fact, he's one of the guys that actually flipped here along with Tiger NASCAR. Whenever me and Brody streamed this race back, I think it was probably like season 4, season 5, somewhere around there. But either way, though, those two were flipping like crazy. Portia, what you got for us, bud?
Well, looking here, these guys are gonna be pitting soon, within about probably 5 to 6 laps, because everyone seems to be running about 6 laps left on fuel. So the big question is, when will these guys pit, especially for the top 4? Because I don't think any of these guys are teammates. So it's pretty much, well, no, you got the 19 and the 20, but other than that. You gotta think of when to short pit, because fresh tires on this game, especially here, since the track's so bumpy, means so much. And you can probably gain, I mean, if, let's say, for example, McCard pits before Killer, he can probably gain about maybe half a second or a full second of a gap distance, because fresh tires mean so much here. And we'll see in a couple laps to see what these guys do.
Yeah, very, very well, very well. And of course, I thought the 20 was going to make a move down to the bottom where the 9 was, but of course, unfortunately, that's not the case. But right now, McCord is just chilling. He's just trying to focus and be prepared for in case somebody tries to make a move. As we do see, Killer is all over the back bumper of the 9, and he's going to try to make a move on the outside. And of course, he's got his help from the 19 of Kenny LaFleur, but that's not going to be the case here. Brody.
Yeah, I'm just kind of eyeballing this front group. McCart's doing a great job holding on to the lead right here. I'll kind of be and as we see the 20 go down to the bottom to try to take the lead, I was just gonna say, and the 9 has an amazing run into the corner somehow. The 20's gonna go way up the track. He's gonna lose a whole bunch of momentum. But what I have been trying to say is that I'm just surprised that these guys don't want to just sit in line right here and wait until pit stops.
Yeah, we'll see. I think green flag stops should be coming around this time by. Really, truly, I'm just really excited to see what goes on. Once we do get the green flag runs, who's going to be making the moves? And of course, you already see right there, the 19 of Kenny LaFleur. He's going to make it down to the bottom, and he's going to try to pass McCord. Does he get it? And he does. The 19 successfully passes McCord for the lead, and you gotta expect the 20 to follow the 19 as he does. But it doesn't matter if they pretty much change the lead. What matters is as far as pit strategy. What type of strategy could these drivers play out?
Yeah, if I'm, say, drunk sitting there in 5th, probably half a second behind these drivers, I'm hitting a couple laps early. No draft is better than no draft, and we see McCard come down to the apron signaling he is about to pit.
Yeah, looks like a lot of drivers in the back are getting ready to pit, but meanwhile, we'll have to keep an eye as far as the pit strategy goes. Porchy?
Yeah, like I said, McCart's going to be pitting here, and that's going to give him a pretty good advantage, depending on how long these guys decide to stay out, because they're pretty. If they were pretty much right on each other's bumper, it would actually help them to stay out longer, because you can push each other to obviously gain more speed and go faster. But since these tops there are pretty much spread out, McCard might have a pretty good lead here whenever this all cycles through. And I believe they signaled coming to pit lane here, so we'll see what they do off of 4.
Yeah,
I do just want to point out, though, and I'm sorry to cut you off, but McCard has no help. These 3 drivers are pitting together.
That is very true. Of course, you have to be very careful when it comes to pit road here. And of course, the rest of the field is going to be coming down, so we're going to have to see who's the leader when these 3 drivers come out. I kind of wonder if it's going to be McCard.
McCart's entering turn 2 right now, so it'll be interesting. He's getting up to speed now, so it'll be interesting to see where he comes out compared to these other 3 drivers.
I'm keeping an eye on the 19 of Kenny, but
McCart's entering turn 3 and 4 right now, about to get on the front stretch, and they're still in pit lane, so McCart's going to get the lead here, I believe.
He should. Oh, gotta love that little glitch right there. No, it's gonna be Kenny. Kenny still stays in the lead.
Yeah, and they're going to have fresher tires than the 9.
Yeah, but that means that McCard's got that draft. He just now passed Eric. So we'll have to see how this goes.
Ooh, something is interesting here. So McCard pitted a lap before them, and they pitted with 20 to go, and the max fuel you can have is 20 laps to go. So it'd be interesting to see if McCard has to save any fuel or not, because he pitted 1 lap earlier than them.
That's what you see, the 7 of Hex going a lap down right here.
Yeah, and you gotta wonder about his frustration, especially after what happened with IFU.
McCart's going to have a pretty big run here off of 4. Uh, I think Killer just missed the corner in turn 3 because he went way up in the track and then fell back behind the 10. So now the 9 is in second behind the 19. Thought about going to the inside, but that's going to kill his momentum, I believe, here. Unless he can get it straightened up, and he will. He's going to get the draft off of the 19. Will he go to the inside or not?
Yeah, I mean, here comes the 9. Will he be able to get the momentum down to the bottom? He does not. Or Kenny blocks it. And something that we got to talk about this, though, is that even though he's now a lap down, if Hex can wanted to, he can help out McCard in some sort of way.
Yeah, and I think whenever we saw masopes go up the track, or not masopes, whenever we saw Killer go up the track, I think he was just falling behind these guys just to make sure he has enough fuel.
Yeah, I think so too, especially if you're a McCard fan. But right now, McCard's just chilling right there second. This is Kenny's big moment. I mean, he got a chance to race the Daytona 500 race last week, but it doesn't help him at all. Excuse me. And he seems to be having a really, really good run here tonight.
Why does the finish of this race always come down to 4 drivers? Seems like it always comes down to 4 drivers.
It's Auto Club. It's always been known for that way, especially here in Hennessy.
Oh, you see that though? McCard backed up. He's in front of the 7 now. That's exactly what you called right there. The 7's gonna help the 9 try to win this race.
I knew it was coming because, I mean, even though he is a lap down, I mean, you can expect some sort of help from the 7, and you best believe that whatever Joke says, you better do it because these drivers are in line for a win. But now Eric does pass Killer. If these drivers keep battling out, that means that...
Ooh, Kenny almost into the wall. Here comes Eric for the lead.
New lead. That is the 10 of Eric. And I don't know why my voice sounds like this.
I believe the 9 may have dropped back behind these guys to save fuel because he did pit 1 lap earlier than them, so he might be on the border of making it or not. So it'll be interesting because these guys are having to save a little bit of fuel. If Killer's having to save fuel, I'd be a little bit worried if I was McCard, knowing that I'd pitted a whole lap earlier than them.
Well, I mean, something could happen. I mean, especially since he did pit it a lap early.
Well, at least, if I think McCord is saving, I think you're right about that. But at least the 7's there to push him.
7's right there, and he's got his back. So whatever McCard goes, you best believe Hex is going to be following him. Portia, you know how many laps we have left?
Let's see here. We are with 12 laps to go in this race.
12 laps to go. So, I mean, and do you think these drivers should be good to go as far as fuel?
I mean, it'll probably be within the last lap if we know or not. I mean, obviously, depending on what track it is, you do usually have that, about a third of a lap of like a little bit of a buffer with the fuel whenever it hits 0, but it'll be close, especially for McCard. I'm not sure if Killer needs to save any fuel or not, or any of these top 3, but McCard might be fine. But I'm not sure, honestly. It'll be really close. It'll probably be within 2 to go to see what really happens here.
Well, I will say we've seen Eric be on the front stretch and run out of fuel at the end of this race before, so he's trying not to make the same mistake again. He's just riding there in second.
Yeah, I mean, if I was Eric, I would be very interested to see as far as what happens, but I don't know. It should be interesting. But the 19's going to block the 10, And what is that going to do for McCard? McCard's going to have to do something. I mean, he needs to be able to get back up there to the top 3.
Yeah, McCart's starting to fall back a little bit, so he may, although he may have been saving, he's now I think he's lost that draft with Killer in them because he's starting to fall back a lot, and his teammate is honestly looks like to be struggling a little bit to try and push him. So he's just losing time here for now, at least.
Yeah, I mean, if you are McCard, I mean, you don't want to lose any of the draft from the drivers, but unfortunately, it looks like he will. So now it's down from 4 cars down to 3 cars between Eric, Killer, and Kenny.
So based on T-Bird's live stream here, it's 9 to go. So everyone that pitted the lap after McCard seems to be good on fuel for about a lap. So McCard may be right on the border of that. We'll see though.
Dang, it took me the whole race to realize JoJo wasn't in this.
Yeah, me too.
Wondering where he was.
Lap car gonna get out of the way here. I believe that's the 54.
Of Nike. Yeah, after he got crunched by an Oreo, I mean, better safe to start than just to get out of your teammate's way, especially if I was Nike off of his side. But right now it is all kidding.
Sorry about that. We are within 7 laps to go of the race. So it is 7 to go. There's a little bit of contact between the lead there.
Yeah, contact being made from the 10 to the 19. The 10 wants to be able to make the pass. And, of course, the Killer, he's trying to be able to pass the 10 of Eric as well. And you best believe if I was Nike, I would just help out, see who needs a bump or at least some sort of draft.
I'm going to ask you, Porchy, would you rather be the 10 or the 19 in this situation?
I mean, this is difficult because, like, I mean, it's 6 to go in the race, but, I mean, knowing that you have a teammate is definitely helpful for sure. But, I mean, at the same time, everyone's racing for themselves at some point. So, I mean, not only that, you got the 54 behind the 20 now, so it's pretty much JGR versus the 10 here. But, honestly, I'm not sure. Like, if I were the 10, I would wait until the last lap to try and make a move, because you don't want to make it too early and then have the JGR cars form up and freight train you, because you got the 19, you got the 20, and you got the 54 here as well, so they could all formulate a plan to go by the 10 here. So the 10's got to be patient about what to do here.
Gotta be methodical.
You got to think about what you want to do.
Trying to create a run around the 19.
Coming to 4 to go, so it's honestly go time now with these top 3.
This is a little tricky one here. This is a little tricky one.
Move 20 to the bottom. Got a block.
They got a block indeed.
Here we go. We're starting to see the snaking down the backstretch. Wonder what that 20 still has under him, though. Been saving this whole stage.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. And honestly, if I were the 20, I would actually hope for the 10 to try and make a move. Maybe treat it like a 2013 Auto Club finish. So there's a little bit of contact between the 10 and the 20. The 20, you're gonna bump the 10 up the track a little bit.
this is gonna be interesting. This is gonna be an interesting situation here, especially if you're the 10. You ain't got much time left, but you got to do something.
Now the question is for Killer. What do you do? Just sit in line or go for it? Because you don't want to sit in line and then have the 10 have a chance to get both you.
Yeah, but if the 20 goes up in battles and something goes wrong, Killer, you got to think Killer is the owner of JGR, so, there's a lot of things that are going through his mind right now.
Yeah, so it's 2 to go, so it's go time here with this last lap. It'll be interesting to see what Kenny can do here. Taking a higher line in turns 3 and 4. Not sure if that's going to work or not. He's going to drift up the track. Here comes Killer to the inside, but he's not going to have enough momentum coming to the white flag.
White flag this time by for Kenny LaFleur after struggling with a caution, what should be a wreck that happened to him earlier on stage 1. And yet, right now, he is leading this race. He's been very patient, very calm, very cool, very collect. He's got his owner right behind him in Killer XL. And just think about this, though. If what we saw from the Cup Series last week, that JGR dominance proved anything about how good Killer's skills can be as a team owner, just imagine what he can do as far as seeing his driver win right in front of him. And Eric's trying to get to him, but he does not have enough time. Coming off of turn 3 and 4, going to the front stretch he goes. Here comes the winner of the Auto Club race here in Hennessy. Kenny LaFleur is going to take home the checker flag, and he's going to win Auto Club. And everyone decides the slip and slide for no reason besides Nike. But, wow, what a race for Kenny LaFleur.
Something may have happened to masopes here, because I was going through the field, and he all of a sudden is with these group of cars, which he wasn't before, so I'm not sure what happened there. I'm not sure if they caught him or if something happened to him, because before he was just chilling with one other car, but all of a sudden coming to the line, he's in a pack with about five or six cars. So that's interesting.
And just like the chat, and pretty much saying that JGR is now pretty much finished 1 and 2. Wow, what a race that was! And congratulations to both Kenny LaFleur and Killer XL, as Brody does have him invited to the parties. Oh,
so the top 10 here, Katie LaFleur the winner, second place Killer, third place is Always Eric, fourth place is McCard, fifth place is Drunkfest, good .5 for him, sixth place is Ty Racing, seventh is T-Bird, eighth is TK Kelvin, and ninth is Masopes, and rounding out your top 10 is Free IFU.
Well, and of course, I mean, if I was Free IFU, I wouldn't complain about that. I think we do now have our, I think we have our top 3 that's just now, well, sorry. I think we only have both Killer and Kenny. So, real quick though, Kenny, you got a copy?
Yeah.
Congratulations on winning that race. Like I mentioned before, we saw you struggling in an accident that happened earlier in the race, and here you are, a winner. How do you feel right now?
I feel great. Getting a 1-2 for the team as well. It's a great thing overall, especially after, wrecking a few times. Just bouncing back, that comeback.
Yeah, very well. Very well said. Killer, you got a copy, bud?
Yep.
This is your second week in a row, and yet somebody from outside of the Cup Series gets a chance to win. How do you feel to get a chance to see your own driver, coming across the checker flag and win that race?
Yeah, I mean, I guess I'm just a great team owner or some shit, pushing.
Apologize for the language.
Pushing my teammates in the Cup Series last week to, helping Kenny. Well, mostly our whole goal was just make sure Eric or McCard didn't win and make sure one of us won when I saw him get up there. But yeah, it's good to see JGR get another win.
Yeah, and of course, talk about that, though, is that, you pretty much started at the front. You've had a lot of battles. I mean, take us through those hard battles that you had against McCard.
You talking to me or Kenny?
Yeah, I'm talking about you.
Yeah, I was just trying to save so I could go the extra lap, just riding behind McCard, just riding and being patient.
Yeah, very well said. Eric, you got a copy?
I do.
All right, Eric. Congratulations on the top three finish. I gotta say it was a. You pretty much started from the back and then moving your way up to the front. I mean, but yet the problem was you couldn't separate Kenny or Killer. Take us through your point of view of the race, especially when it comes to battling against two JGR guys.
The race was, a little tough at the start. I couldn't make any moves until like the end of the stage, which was like 5 to go, I think.
Hello? No, it did not. I thought that was me. Um, but I guess
Oh,
did you like out?
All right,
I
don't
think
know
so.
what happened
Oh,
there,
no, he's
but
back.
as I was saying, one stage point, wasn't that good. Went on to stage 2. You got, I don't even know what place I got. I got a top 5, I know, but it was really good points. It was a really good points day for me. At the end of the race, battling Kenny and Killer, I knew it was going to be hard to beat them because I knew they were going to work together. Especially when McCard pitted alive early and didn't have enough fuel, which doesn't really help me. That
Yeah.
sucks. But it was a fun battle. I wish I could have won the race, but I'm fine with the P3.
I was going to have ask Kenny a question, but real quick though, I mean, since we don't have enough time until we get things ready for our Cup race left, of course, we got to talk about the next race coming up next Thursday. It'll be at Richmond. Eric, I'm asking about you. What's your thoughts and what's your mindset going towards Richmond?
Talking to me or Killer?
I'm talking to you first.
Okay. Richmond, I wouldn't say it's a bad track for me. I'm pretty fast there. I just don't know how
Not bad there.
Xfinity, I haven't been there in a while, but as of what I remember, I'm pretty fast there.
All right, Kenny, your final thoughts on the race, and of course, what's your mindset going towards Richmond?
Going towards Richmond, not one of my better tracks. I usually, tend to do worse on the short tracks, but getting a win this early really helps my confidence going into the rest of the races. And I feel good about the rest of this. Getting a win early, I think I could carry the momentum.
All right, and of course, Kurt, same thing for you as well. Your final thoughts about the race, and of course, your mindset going towards Richmond.
Uh, I hate Richmond in this game, so we will try to carry some momentum and aim for a top 5, I guess.
All right, very well said. Well, hey, we'll let you gentlemen go. Congratulations once again to Kenny, and of course, we'll see you guys next week at Richmond. Okay.
Thank you.
Alrighty, and of course, that was our race here, guys. That was a very fun race and a very exciting race that we got just to call. Portia, your final thoughts before we hop off here.
Yeah, I mean it was a very crazy race, especially within the midfield, the top 10, top 15 area. A lot of battles, a lot of contact within those positions, but all in all, a good race, especially from the top 4 since they worked together and managed to pull away from everyone else. It was definitely interesting to see, and obviously with Richmond being next week, that'll be crazy and hectic because pit strategies, when to pit, when to not pit, how long to go on the fuel. Stuff like that, and obviously wouldn't be surprised if the bumper was used quite a few times during that race.
Yeah, very well said. And of course, Brody, your final thoughts on what you saw tonight.
Well, first and foremost, I want to congratulate the Xfinity Series for not having a caution. There was a couple wrecks, but we never got a caution called for it. But definitely a big step up from the Truck Series race last night. So I just want to congratulate the Xfinity field for a great race. Auto Club never disappoints. We had a little bit of fuel mileage at the end, and we definitely had some great racing throughout the night. So thank you for our Xfinity Series drivers. We couldn't do this without you all.
Alrighty, and of course, once again, thank you guys for watching the coverage here of our Xfinity Series. Coming up next, our Cup Series broadcast from Auto Club. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe so you don't miss out on any action from Hennessy Performance League. For all of us, for Porchy, for Brody, I am Jake saying so long, and we'll see you guys next week here at the Xfinity Series.